for James Conner. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
For the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. He's got this downfield to McBride. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 36 yards on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The Cardinals had 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they moved back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd down, Howell now. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lance. He'll get this complete to Charlie Warner. The pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, San Francisco.
Here we go, set.
Here's Lance to throw it. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete there to Beckham. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. 1st down, here's Mitchell. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we do.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Getting in there and finishing the play off was my Sanders. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here in a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. This one from 35 yards away. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. The first time out, they had the interception. That stopped their drive 3 points the other way, so now they work from behind.
They do, but he's got to walk out on the field like he's working from ahead. All right, he's got to walk out like, hey, I just threw a touchdown pass, because all eyes on his team are on him. They gain their confidence from the way he reacts, his demeanor, and how he plays. He's got to show that he has confidence in himself.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run behind center with Connor. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2, here's Howell. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And this will be taken at the 13. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's Beckham now. It's a jet sweep. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Down.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
52.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing now is Lance. He finds his target, Beckham. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Powell trying to pick it up on 3rd. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the draw, Connor powers through him. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. And some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting his inside the 25. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Connor up the middle. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Field goal unit and Brian Johnson out there. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Johnson's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
They had pressure coming, and they got it once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got a man complete. A big 3rd down play there for the Niners. 44 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll buy some time right. Man open. That's Deebo Samuel. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a 1st down.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
2nd down, ball on the 3. 1st down marker at the 1-yard line. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he is going to lose yardage here. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on second down. Lance. This one caught by Kittle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On second down, there's the option going left. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the gun on third down, Lance. Throw left side, complete to McLeod. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, fourth down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
Ultra. Go.
Going for it, it's Mitchell. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running, because oftentimes a running back can get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense, because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
Now a play fake. Lance. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Jay Sanders able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
To throw again on second down. Howell eluding the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
From the gun on third down, Howell. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. On the counter, Mitchell. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Good footwork at the 30. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st down, Lance. He finds Kittle going across the field. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
On the double.
The toss left side for Mitchell. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Right back to Mitchell here. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Lance going to sneak it, and he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Try the right side with Mitchell. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Can we just take that run and turn it into kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Lance now to throw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
A give running right is Mitchell. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need try to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he showed why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 36 yards on the play.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. They'll run with Mitchell. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead.
Makes the score Niners 19, Cardinals 3.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the intercept, and he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Fred Warner, and the Niners are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Okay, ready?
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, you know, they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as well. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a fourth quarter advantage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Once more with Mitchell, and he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Ready, set.
Here's Mitchell. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 2nd and 10, Howell. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Howell. He'll get this to Connor underneath. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. 4th down, Howell, desperation time. And this is caught. He hits more. And he is going to have the Cardinals first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on 4th down. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Let's go. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Howell looking to throw again. His throw caught right around the 6. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit.
And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Howell with one final shot. And he's brought down. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Niners, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.
Sam.